Now we're moving on to crochet the head of the long-necked dachshund. The head section consists of 12 rounds in total. Just like we did with the body, we'll start round 1 with a magic ring, crocheting 6 single crochets into it. If you're not familiar with the magic ring, please refer to our detailed tutorial on it. Here, we'll go through it. Quickly create the magic ring. Crochet 6 single crochets, and then gently pull on the yarn tail to close it into a small circle. Finish with a slip stitch to complete round 1. Let's start round 2. In this round, we'll be doing 6 increases, meaning we'll crochet 2 single crochets into each stitch from the previous round, which has 6 stitches. First, chain 1 for a turning chain. Find the stitch created by the slip stitch at the end of the last round. Insert your hook into this stitch, keeping it under the yarn held in your left hand. Yarn over from behind the hook and pull through the stitch. Then yarn over again and pull through both loops on the hook to complete the first single crochet. Don't forget to mark this stitch with a stitch marker to keep track of your starting point. Now, insert your hook back into the same stitch to make the second single crochet. This completes your first increase, which should look like 2 V-shapes stacked side by side. Moving to the next stitch, repeat the process by crocheting 2 single crochets in the same stitch, completing your second increase. After completing both, you should have 4 stitches. Continue this pattern of 2 single crochets in each stitch until you reach the end of the round. By the end of round 2, you'll have a total of 12 stitches. You may notice a gap between your stitch marker and the last stitch. This gap is formed by the slip stitch from the previous round and the turning chain for this round, which we don't need to crochet into. Finally, insert your hook into the marked stitch, make a slip stitch to join, and that completes round 2. Before starting round 3, gently push the front side of your work outward. This will make it easier to see and work on the stitches. The side with the yarn tail is the back side. Now for round 3, we're going to work a pattern of 1 single crochet followed by an increase, repeating this 6 times in total. Begin by chaining 1 as a turning chain. Find the stitch where we joined with a slip stitch in the last round, and insert your hook into that stitch. Position the hook below the yarn, yarn over, and pull through the stitch. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops to complete the first single crochet. Place a stitch marker here to mark the beginning of round 3. Next, we'll move to the adjacent stitch and do an increase by making 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over again and pull through both loops to make the first single crochet. Insert the hook back into the same stitch. Repeat the process to make a second single crochet, completing 1 increase. Each set of 1 single crochet followed by an increase gives us 3 stitches. Repeat this pattern of 1 single crochet, then an increase, for a total of 6 times. By the end of this round, you should have 18 stitches. To double check, you can count and ensure you have 18 V-shaped stitches, indicating the correct stitch count. Finally, to close the round, insert your hook into the marked stitch, yarn over, and pull it through both the stitch and the loop on your hook in one motion. This completes round 3. From rounds 4 to 5, we'll be crocheting 18 single crochets in each round. Don't forget to start each round with a chain stitch as a turning chain. Try to keep an even tension as you crochet, so each stitch looks uniform and the overall appearance is neat. At the end of each round, before slip stitching to join at the stitch marker, count your stitches. Remember, the loop on the hook doesn't count. Start counting from the stitch below the loop on the hook down to the stitch marker to ensure you have 18 stitches. Once confirmed, slip stitch to join and end the round. On to round 6. Start with a chain stitch as your turning chain. Here, we'll begin decreasing stitches with single crochet decreases. Then locate the first stitch from the previous round at the stitch marker and begin your single crochet decrease. For the decrease, insert the hook under the front loop, which is the half of the stitch closest to you then. Move to the next stitch and insert the hook under its front loop as well. So you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops to complete the decrease. Essentially, a decrease combines 2 stitches into one. Alright, let's do another single crochet decrease. First, insert your hook under the front loop, the loop closest to you of the next stitch. Now, move to the next stitch and again insert your hook under just the front loop. At this point, you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over from below the yarn and pull it through the first 2 loops on the hook, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and pull through both loops to finish the decrease. This completes one single crochet decrease, and you should now see 2 V-shaped stitches along the edge. This round will have 4 single crochet decreases and 10 single crochets, totaling 14 stitches. Let's repeat this same decrease technique for 2 more stitches together. So we'll end up with 2 decreases in total so far. Feel free to follow along with me to practice this motion and keep everything smooth. Great! With 4 single crochet decreases completed, let's move on to working 10 single crochets. For these regular single crochets, you'll be using both loops of each stitch, just as we've done before. Insert the hook under both loops of the next stitch, yarn over, and pull through the stitch. Yarn over once more, and pull through both loops on the hook to complete 1 single crochet. We'll repeat this action, making single crochets into each of the next 10 stitches. As you continue, try to maintain an even tension for a nice, consistent look. Once you finish this round, you should have a total of 14 stitches. To double-check, count each V-shaped stitch around until you reach the stitch marker. If the stitch count is correct, slip stitch to join at the stitch marker, and that completes this round. Well done!